Alright, I got it installed. What you want to do is take this off anyway, because if you dropped any of those screws, you may not find them down and deep in the frame if it hits in the frame. So the best thing to do, because they're actually backwards and this thing's in the way to get a screwdriver or a Torx head in there. So the best thing to do, it's only 2 clamps, one there, one there. Just take the whole thing off. This way you can work on it, make sure the seat is correctly. There's a rubber gasket where this sensor is. You want to make sure it's seated properly. You don't want no air vacuum leaks here at all, because that's very important. I did already take it for a ride. I'll have that video up. The second part of the video got screwed up with YouTube, so I'm just reshooting it again. But it's done. It's easy installation. You want to reconnect your battery, and you want to let the truck idle for about 5 minutes before you take it out running, because the computer relearns its curve with the sensor and also with the throttle body, if you got an aftermarket throttle body, which I do. Let it idle for about 5 or 10 minutes. There's no engine codes. Go out and taste it, and then what you want to do is run it wide open for a couple of seconds, and then normally drive it, and then stop, get on the interstate or something, exit ramp, and punch it to the floor and just let it go 3 gears, and let it shift through 3 gears wide open, just so the computer learns its curve. I did notice a difference. But there is something else I wanted to show you that I'm going to be doing on this truck. I noticed I was under here the other day, and I noticed that when I was putting the headers back on, I noticed there's a big sway bar in the front, as you can see, because this is 4-wheel drive, and it's got the 6-inch lifted kit on it from the factory. The GM bought it from the factory that way. That's your headers mounted, the cats, and that pipe. But anyway, nice big solid sway bar in the front, which I like. And I just happened to take a look in the back, and I noticed one thing. There ain't no freaking sway bar back there. I know on Ford vehicles, Ford pickups, they come out of the factory with even a small little tiny sway bar. I don't know why they don't come with a sway bar. Sway bar stops it from rolling, the body rolling. When you got to swerve, it'll make the vehicle turn more direct instead of sagging. It does help. I found a sway bar online that I think you're all going to be interested in. I'm going to show it to you. I'll go inside to get my computer going. The only thing I got to be careful of is what I see a problem with the sway bar kit is I got a 6-inch lift on the truck from the factory. So I got to make sure that the sway bar is going to be able to work corresponding with the 6-inch lift, because it mounts to the rear end and it goes up to the frame, mounts to the frame. But that's included in the video on this here. It is starting to rain a little bit out here. I did all the upgrades I need to do on this engine. It's tuned up pretty nice now. But we'll go inside and I'll show you that video. Okay, I got my computer up running. That's down by the beach. Okay. That's my truck on the beach. I do live near the beach here. I do take my truck on the beach quite a bit. But you see, it's lifted, and anytime you lift up a vehicle, your center of gravity is way up in the air. And that rear sway bar, between here and here, that rear sway bar would help you a lot. But we'll go ahead and show you that video, that instruction. And there it is. You know, it's the Healing Products. It's insulation instructions for a 4x2 or 4x4, 1500, 2500 Sierra and Silverado. HD trucks as well. And that's it right there. That's how it mounts. So I'm interested in that. Mounts to the rear. And you can see that mounting to the frame right up there. The issue I got is that I'm 6 inch higher than that. But it looks like it's threaded. This is the piece right here. It's got a nut and it looks like it's threaded pretty deep in there. So if that thing comes up to like 4 inches up here, or 5 inches up from where that is, like where the mouse is, or maybe even higher like there, that will work for my truck. And there it is mounted there. You got 3 holes or 2 holes for the sway bar. And then there's that piece I was telling you about with the thread. Looks like that goes to the frame. Mounts to the sway bar. And Summit Racing's the one that sells it. If you find it somewhere cheaper, go for it. My computer is slow. And Summit Racing. And there she is. It's not a bad price. I do everything from Summit Racing because it's got free shipping, which is good. And that thing weighs about 60 pounds, 50, 60 pounds. And that's the price of it right there, $301. It's not a bad. It's got 4 3/4 star rating. It's made out of good product, good material. But $301, that ain't bad for the whole kit. Let me go ahead and click on the kit. I buy all my stuff from Summit. Reason because it's only a state away, and the free shipping helps. But there's that threaded piece right there, and that goes into there. If that thing looks like it's long, so it may work. That bar is made out of good solid material, as you can see. That sway bar. But yeah, that looks like that's going to work nice out in the truck. And what that'll do is just stop the body roll, give the truck a little bit better handling performance. Because it's a truck, it's heavy, and I might race in it. But what it'll do is if you got to swerve to miss something on the road, instead of the truck, instead of doing this to turn, body did it, it'll just turn like that. It'll just turn right or left. It won't sag like that. That's what it stops it from doing. But yeah, I'll check into it. I'm going to call the manufacturer and ask them that'll work for a lifted truck. And if it does, it's probably going to be my next investment. Put that on the rear of the truck and it'll match that front sway bar. But that concludes the video.